I'm Mike Nelson. My usual work is underwater, freelance diving. But I'm also a flotilla commander in the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. One of my flotilla members, Dan Hurley, had a full-time weekday job as Captain Hurley in the United States Navy, commanding officer of this missile base. That's how I landed there, to watch the test shot of a missile from the inside of a control room.
30 seconds till we fire it off. We've got TV cameras set up covering every important phase of the rocket's flight. Closed system over 100 miles long.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Yes, so am I. This is the biggest thing in the world today. What we learn here will take us out to the stars.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire!
As the rocket enters the field of each TV camera, we can observe it in different stages of flight. Now the key stage, the moment of simulated interception.
Matt, what is it?
I don't know. The network's gone dead. Don't give me any of that, Bilge Maxwell. I don't care. Just get that network back in shape.
Dan, it's working.
Fine thing. All we missed was the interception point, the reason for the whole shoot. Out of 7 test shots in the last month, 2 have blacked out at the crucial point.
Mechanical trouble?
I don't know. If I did, I'd probably be an admiral. Berman, what in the name of Davy Jones' long gray beard are you doing here?
Hiya, Captain.
Mike Nelson, Berman. This is Carl Berman, known as Curiosity.
Hi.
Well,
I'm your repairman.
Oh, no.
Something loose here. I wonder. Wow. Guess I found out.
Well, get away from that panel. Stop sticking your nose into trouble and start thinking.
Dan, have you thought about tracking that cable?
100 miles underwater?
Why not? Trace it visually with an underwater TV, and then if something bears investigation, make a dive.
Well, I'd need an engineer that can dive. I don't know where I can find anybody.
Expert skin diver, top-notch engineer. Modest, too.
Oh, no, Berman.
Well, why, Captain?
Do you know of anyone else with these qualifications?
No, I don't. You're the one that would have to work with him. You willing to take a chance?
Once he made his mind up, Dan Hurley was a man in a hurry. In less than an hour, we were on our way. My boat is equipped with underwater TV, so that was no problem. The Navy was flying in frogmen and diving equipment for a full-scale operation, but it'd take time. Meanwhile, we might get lucky.
Mike, I got it.
I'm gonna go down and take a look. You keep it right here, huh? We spotted it almost immediately, and I made the first dive. Berman would follow me. via the TV camera.
Curiosity? I think I've found a possibility. Get on your scuba.
When Berman started to work, he was efficient and expert. I felt a lot better about Curiosity Berman, seeing him in action at his profession.
What do you think, Curiosity?
Nothing. Just a little corrosion. We'll mark the spot and a repair crew can fix it. Couldn't cause the blackouts.
Well, we'll track it for a while on the camera. You want to take over the wheel?
Okay, Mike.
Come on.
For the next hour, I tracked the cable visually, using the TV camera. Then my eyes seemed to be tiring. The cable was getting harder to follow.
Oh, it's sure getting murky down there. I can't see a thing, including that cable.
Well, let me have a look.
How'd you ever manage to keep in one piece this long?
Well, Mike, Hey, Mike, I know what it is. The cable's laid real deep here. We can overpass it. We can overpass this section and pick it up when it rises into shallow water. About 4 miles from here.
The chart could be wrong. I can look at it personally. Throw over a hook, huh?
Yeah.
Berman spotted it on the surface before I did underwater. A tiny island about 20 degrees off our starboard bow. The cable dropped into a submarine valley. I could feel the pressure increasing. I could see about 20 feet ahead. But then ahead, it rose again. And right there, I saw something that the charts hadn't mentioned. Another cable spliced in. A cable that led off into the underwater dimness. A cable that wasn't supposed to exist. The cable headed through a series of gullies toward a cave. Inside the cave, I discovered a blowhole, and the cable curved up to the surface. I broke the surface and got the shock of my life. The cable ran into another cave, a dry one, and connected to enough equipment to fill a laboratory. I didn't know what it was, but I did know one thing. It didn't belong here, hooked into a U.S. government top-secret TV network.
What is it? Well, what'd you see?
There's a cave down there.
A cave?
Yeah. It has a control station inside of it.
Oh, but Mike, that's...
It's impossible, I know, but it's there. Enough electronic equipment to open up a store.
Oh, boy. An absolute mystery. Can I go with you this time, Mike, huh?
Okay, get on your scuba.
It was a bigger puzzle at second glance. A complex electronic installation where the chart showed nothing at all. Curiosity lived up to his nickname. He went right for it, but I stopped him. This was a mystery, and mysteries can be dangerous.
Let's give it a test first. This cave was rigged by somebody, and I don't think it was the Boy Scouts. Stand back.
With the aid of a government technician, I'd been checking an underwater TV network, and I'd found a hidden spy station guarded by a booby trap.
Yeah. See? One on this side, one over there. See if I can trip it. I got it. Wait a minute. Stand back. It's okay.
It's safe, Mike. It's safe.
Give.
Mike, it's a spy station. Do you know what all that equipment does? It's beautifully laid out. A1 engineering.
Never mind the trophies. What's its function? You say it's a spy station. Now, what's it spying on?
On the entire TV network we use for tracking rockets. It's got a remote control right there. You just activate it, you take over the TV screens, and you make a record of them on videotape.
When it cuts in, that's what blanks out the screens back at the base.
Exactly. An electronics espionage agent making a record of our rocket flights. And tape right in here. Let me see. Yeah, this is the manual override. Just flip this. And you black out every TV screen on the circuit.
Never mind that. Let's get this reel out of here right now.
Why?
Don't you realize as soon as that reel is full, somebody will be here to pick it up?
Nobody could swim all the way in here. Anyone in a ship would be detected.
What about a submarine?
Oh, my gosh.
Get to work.
Let's see. Saturation, current, amplifier output. Let's see. Deactivate it. Get this reel out. There it is. One complete record of a top secret rocket flight.
That's great. All we have to do is get it back to the base. Come on.
And then we found that the race wasn't over, not by a long, deadly shot. The submarine was not one of ours, and it was between us and our boat. An armed frogman guarded from the submarine. He wasn't alone. 3 more frogmen followed him. We hid out behind some rocks. They didn't see us. They were headed for the cave to pick up the reel of tape that wasn't there. When they discovered that the tape was missing, they rushed back into the water. They must have seen my boat on their way in and realized that we couldn't be far away. The leader of the frogmen surfaced beside my boat and started aboard to search it. We were outnumbered and desperately in need of help. I signaled Berman to stay put. I had an idea, if I could get back to the equipment. I tossed a couple of rocks through to make sure that the booby trap was deactivated. If I could find that manual override now, I could cut into the television network with a series of visual dots and dashes. And I was praying that someone was watching those screens.
Captain? I think this thing's gone bluey again.
Well, turn it off. Call engineering.
Funny, though, this is something new.
I couldn't know whether I'd gotten through or if my message had been understood. I reactivated the booby trap. The enemy frogmen were desperate now, too. They headed back to the cave. That did it. Now they knew that we were still close by. Furious, they headed back to search again. The group leader swam right past us. He'd never have seen us if Curiosity Berman's curiosity hadn't gotten the better of him. Curiosity was badly wounded, but I had no time to help him. The frogman was on top of me now. I finally ripped his hose loose and put him out of business. But his two followers caught a glimpse of what was going on. In a moment, I was swimming for my life. The signal from the sub called them back. What it meant, I didn't know. I raced back to Berman. I had to get him to the surface regardless of what was waiting for us up there. When we hit the surface, I found out why the sub was making tracks. My message had gotten through, and the Navy had the situation well in hand.
Hey, Curiosity boy. Looks like we got through to him. Hey, Mike. Where's the tank? It's hidden down below. We'll pick it up later. Maybe we ought to go down for it, huh? You want to go down now with a spear sticking in you? Well, I'm just a little curious. Oh, brother.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Bridges, inviting you to join us for another action-packed story of underwater adventure 1 week from today.
I was working off Nassau in the Bahamas. This was pirate territory, but I wasn't looking for sunken gold. I'd been hired to do a submarine geological survey, searching for rare elements, using the TV camera on my boat. But I found myself looking at something more startling. Trouble. Her foot seemed to be jammed, and she handled the pry bar like a baby learning to use a spoon. But when I broke her free, she started to fight me. I was afraid she was suffering from oxygen starvation. I pulled her up to the surface.
You let go of me. Pushing. Stop pushing me.
I've never tried so hard in my life to save somebody. What's the matter with you, anyway? Maybe next time you'll try the buddy system, huh?
Are you finished, mister?
Mr. Nelson. Mike Nelson.
I wasn't in trouble.
You weren't in trouble.
I was trying to pry free a geological sample that's taken me a week to find.
Hey, what's up?
This is Mr. Nelson. He's just cost us 7 days hard work.
"5 minutes conversation, and the gal was still furious at me.
I guess all I can do is apologize. I could have sworn that you
I
were...
could swear too, but I'm trying to control myself.
Sis, the guy just saved your life.
I suppose so. Oh, look, I apologize too. I'm just not a very good diver. I might have been in real trouble. You couldn't know. I'm Terry King. This is my brother, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Harry. Why don't you stick around for a while?
All right.
Here, give you a hand. Maybe I can do more than apologize. Maybe I can retrieve that ore sample of yours. I got all the necessary equipment. That was a pegmatite formation that you were working on down there, wasn't it?
How did you know that? Nelson. You're the diver who's running the geological survey for the Briggs Foundation.
How'd you know that?
I applied to them for a research grant and got turned down. I'm a gemologist. When they refused, Jeff and I worked up our own scratch expedition. We're looking for jade.
Jade? In this part of the world?
I know. There isn't supposed to be any around here. That's what the Briggs people said. Jeff, get the statue. It's a jade statue. I bought it at a market in Nassau about a month ago. It was carved right here in the Bahamas.
Does the foundation know about this?
Yes, I told them. They were very polite, but they wanted to see evidence. That's why Jeff and I are diving. I had the jade analyzed. Calcium deposit shows it was underwater for a long time. I think it's an underwater vein.
You do? That's why we figure nobody ever looked for jade around here before.
It's good quality. We haven't found any yet either because we're both amateur divers. Now, if we had some help from an expert diver, one with a background in submarine geology.
I got the message, and it interested me. If there were natural jade in this area, its discovery would be of great scientific value. Terry and Jeff offered me an equal share in anything that we found. And I figured that I owed her a favor. I agreed. We combined forces and laid out our search scientifically. The first thing to do was to locate the source of the jade statue. We began in the Nassau Straw Market. The Straw Market is an institution in Nassau and a center for gossip. At first, the only answer that I got was no. But ultimately, I picked up a couple of names. One, an island, Little Thatch Key. The other, a man, Thomas F. Sherrington. My search took me to the native fishing dock, the salty madhouse. I asked the same questions and got the same answers, until a fish peddler came through with a set of directions. The last boat down the line, that's where I'd find Thomas F. Sherrington. I thanked him for the information, refused the fish, and headed for the mystery man.
Anybody home?
Yes?
Mr. Sherrington?
Yeah.
Mike Nelson's my name.
Welcome aboard.
I talk to you?
Yes, have a seat.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. What's your problem, old boy?
Well, it has to do with this jade statue.
Jade, eh?
Native jade, recently carved. Was found on one of these islands, Little Thatch Key.
You don't say. Remarkable swimmers and divers, these types. Never know what they're going to come up with. Come up with all kinds of things.
Oh, you hurt yourself?
Oh, no, that's black leather.
Now, what I want to find out is just exactly where that native jade came from.
Good heavens, old man, what on earth for?
Well, for one reason, there's not supposed to be any native jade in this part of the world.
Oh, just a fluke, you know. Doubt whether you'll ever find any more from there.
For some reason or other, I was told that you might be able to help me, but apparently you don't know anything about this jade business, huh? Well, nice meeting, Mr. Sherrington.
Nelson, are you, going to Little Thatch Key?
Right now.
Good old American get up and go, eh? But you will need a guide, old boy.
Oh?
And you shall have one.
Well, I will, huh?
Yes, I'll guide you.
You?
Yes, my dear fellow. I've been living on Little Thatch Key for some 20 years or more. But let's not go into that now. No time to waste, you know. We might as well get going right away. Shall we?
We started immediately on my boat. That afternoon, we began searching off Little Thatch Key. With a TV camera, we covered many times the area that a single diver might survey.
We have the area all staked out. Somewhere in there.
Then, 2 days later, the first of a series of unlucky accidents hit us. I had found a promising formation and collected a bucket load of samples. I tried to send them up. The catch on the line gave and dumped the results of a solid morning's work. That same afternoon, it got much more serious. I was with Terry when suddenly I wasn't getting any air. I hauled my air hose around and it was torn, almost in two. Luckily, Terry caught on quickly. We both shared our air supply and headed for the surface. a new air hose, and I dove again immediately. We had found promising formations earlier, and I was getting a touch of jade fever. Suddenly, I was looking straight at a massive chunk of what seemed to be jadeite, an extrusion in a low reef.
Hey, what gives?
You look like you ran into a mermaid.
Well, it's a mermaid, several hundred pounds of rich, beautiful, dark green, smooth jade.
Several hundred pounds.
I want to see this myself. You could be wrong.
Well, you're all invited.
I began driving star nails around the jade chunk as pegs for explosives. And as I worked, I came to one conclusion. When I had reported the discovery, Sherrington looked as though he had swallowed a live octopus. It was he who figured out as the man behind our run of accidents. I was looking forward to a cozy talk with Thomas F. Sherrington. My air was low when I finished, but we were on the last lap. I was feeling the reaction. I wanted something hot to eat and a good night's sleep. But when I reached the surface, my boat had vanished. I couldn't understand it, but one thing was all too clear. It was late afternoon. I was 12 miles from land in shark-infested waters. This last accident was a death sentence. I found myself adrift, miles from land, my boat gone. But there had already been too many suspicious accidents. This time, I had taken precautions. I had worn an emergency belt with a signal packet containing smoke bombs. I was in a mood to use an axe on somebody, and I thought I knew just who.
Mike, you're all right, thank heavens.
I just realized what happened to me. We must have drifted a couple of miles away from you, Mike.
Yes, most fortunate that you were rescued, old man.
Save it, Sherrington.
I beg your pardon.
First the basket, then the air hose, and now this. But this one adds up to attempted murder.
Oh, you're babbling nonsense, old man. If you'll excuse me, we'll talk about this when you regain control.
I've got control of myself. If I didn't have, I'd throw you overboard. Now, you tell me. Why?
I deny your allegations, sir, and I demand to be let off this boat.
I'll let you off. I'll throw you.
No.
Give you some of your own medicine.
I haven't mastered the art of swimming.
Well, you either swim or talk.
I can't swim, I tell you.
Well, then talk.
Let me try to explain.
Okay.
Well, I admit I did have a hand in some of your minor difficulties.
Minor?
Well, it was meant merely as an inconvenience, nothing more.
Oh, what about this last inconvenience? When you left me to drown?
I had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Who did? That didn't work, so you tried murder.
You see, these people on the island are my friends. I deal with the outside world for them. Nothing more.
Your friends. When they discovered Jade, friendship went overboard.
I don't want the Jade. I don't even want its existence known.
Oh, you don't, huh?
Nelson, I've lived on Little Thatch Cave for a long time. These islanders are unspoiled, untouched by the outside world. They know neither greed nor avarice. And I don't want them to know.
It's a very pretty story. But what about attempted murder?
I know nothing of that. Nothing.
Okay, we'll let it ride for a while.
I knew you were a just man, Mr. Nelson.
Yeah, if I were a just man, I'd throw you overboard. The next morning, I set the explosive charges. But as I worked, I kept thinking about Sherrington. The man sounded sincere, but I knew better than to trust him. Set. Now, where'd I put that plunger? Oh, here it is. Hold this, will you? Steady it. Are you ready?
Looks like she went off all right. You think it did any good?
I think we jarred that Jade a little, yeah. There it was. Thrown clear by the blast. And in perfect condition. I figured the weight at several hundred pounds. The rest was simple. After I managed to roll the Jade into the net, we closed it into a mesh. Now we could just pull it behind the boat, all the way into Nassau. The net was fast. The slack was out of the line. She was ready to roll. the engine of my boat starting up. Something had gone wrong. What, I didn't know. But if I didn't get to the boat fast, I'd be marooned. I had one chance, and one chance only. For the first time in a while, I began to think, to wonder just what had happened, and who it was up there who was trying to kill me. Killing me was secondary. The jade was the main item, and I controlled the jade. It worked beautifully. I knew that someone would have to come down after the jade, and I was waiting. I was expecting Sherrington, but there were two divers. I recognized Terry, then Jeff, and it hit me like a hammer. It was they who wanted the jade badly enough to kill for it. Jeff King was big and tough, but he was no expert underwater. Terry didn't wait for the final score. She swam for the boat. She was idling when I grabbed the end of the trailing line and wrapped it around the boat's propeller. Terry did the rest for me. As the propeller spun, it jammed itself and stopped the boat dead. I'll take that. What am I going to do with you?
If I may broach a suggestion, I'd be only too happy to contribute to the cause.
Turn around.
Please, may I? Put your hands up there, young lady.
No use at all. We'll have to use someone on her brother Jeff when we pick him up.
Oh, I'm sure we have enough left to go round. You know, Nelson, this puts you in the most fortunate position of being the only one able to get at the jade.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Are you going back after it?
Sherrington, you can't prevent change. The world is going to move in on your little island sooner or later.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Would a delay, say, of a few months give you time to prepare your people?
I told you once before, if you remember, that I thought you were a just man. I was right.
I'll be back next week at the same time with another sea hunt story. Plan to be with us again, huh?